Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to...
And we are live.
Hey,
guys.
hello, hello. Hi, guys. Welcome to Growing Up Without Borders live from Riverton, New Zealand.
Yes.
This is the one of the oldest settlements in all of New Zealand, if you can imagine. This is where the first Europeans came, one of the places, on the South Island anyway.
And they call this the Riviera of the Southland.
Yeah, as in like the French
Southland
Riviera.
or Southland?
Southland. Yeah, it is like a Riviera. Describe what it's like here, you guys. For those of you who don't know, it's pretty cool.
It's lots of beaches and cliffs.
Yes.
Well, that's the Catlins.
Yeah, Catlin's area in general, like we visited a lighthouse and we visited the southernmost point of the South Island, which was really cool. And you're actually closer to, you're closer to the South Pole rather than the equator.
Which is really cool.
We've never visited the Catlins, so we decided to do that and take a little trip, and now we're in Riverton. And Riverton is quite small, not much to do, but it's nice.
It's gorgeous. So let's see where everyone's coming in from. We saw a lot of people, so hello. And sorry, I know there's a lot of people, if you haven't seen our Sri Lankan videos, go check them out. But there's a lot of people from Sri Lanka that started watching our videos, so I know it's the middle of the night for you guys over there, so hopefully it's not too late and some of you can still join in. But yeah, someone says, Boss Man. Hi, Julia. Hi, Angelique. Hey, Chloe. Hi, Chantal. Hello. Hey, so nice to see you guys. Hey, Joe, Meg, and Jack. Nice. Hey, John. I'm going to start calling you John, your proper name. All right, I'm going to put it on my phone, or you have it there so you can see too. Perfect. So we haven't gone live for a little while, so it's been a while, and we don't have too much of an update to say or share, but we've been kind of hanging out in a place called Queenstown, which is absolutely gorgeous. It's beautiful, and we did do a video already on Queenstown, but we've got a few more coming out soon, well, including who's watched our cover that Chloe kind of took initiative, and Julia, and making it.
Yeah,
We don't talk about Bruno.
We don't talk about Bruno. No. Who's watched it? We had fun making that anyway, and that was overlooking Lake Hayes in New Zealand. It's just beautiful over there. So, and somebody was asking who was singing most of it, and it was Chloe. That was Chloe's voice.
It was a mix, but yeah, Chloe sung some, Angelique sang some.
Well, the
Chloe
parts-
definitely has the best voice, well, out of our family.
It was really funny making it because when we started, re-listening, we were like, oh man, are we ever
I
bad
know.
singers? Except for Chloe.
And Angelique was pretty good too. She had some good
Yeah.
frames, yeah.
She was good. Hey, Gary from Liverpool. Hello. Aotearoa. Did I say it correctly?
Aotearoa.
Aotearoa. There we go.
Where y'all broadcasting from? We are broadcasting from Riverton today.
Riverton, New Zealand. Can you believe there are people from New Zealand who said to the girls, where's Riverton? Okay.
Three
If you're-
people have asked me where Riverton
If you're from New Zealand and you haven't been to Riverton, you need to come check it out because it's beautiful. If you've been to Ohope Beach on the North Island, I would say this is giving a good competition to Ohope because the beaches here are beautiful. It's super safe to swim. There's surfers and it's pristine and untouched and it's gorgeous.
And you know,
What's
we
cool
can.
though is that you can see sometimes dolphins and
Yeah.
whales.
They have these little baby dolphins. I don't
that
have
look
the
like Mickey
brochure.
ears, and when they're born, they're like the size of a football.
Yeah, they said a rugby ball. Yeah,
Rugby
like a
ball.
small, that's how big they would be, the little dolphins. And they only swim maybe 80 to 120K out, so they're very close to the shorelines.
And you can sometimes see whales.
Yep. This whole area started, they had like a whaling station back in the day, and they had hunted so many seals that there was almost none left, which is wild.
Yeah.
So yeah, who else do we have on? Oh, Michael used to live in New Plymouth. Cool.
Pepe's on, hey.
Hi.
Hola, Pepe. Nice to see you.
Someone's watching from Sri Lanka, hello.
Hello. Cool.
And then I haven't seen you for a minute. I hope you're all well. Yes.
We're all doing super well. We're all good. We just thought we'd check in because some of you, well, especially John, he's all like, oh, you guys haven't done a live in a long time. So I was like, all right, we'll do a quick live. It's been a bit busy. We've been busy video editing. I've got a whole series that I'm working on for people who want to work online and travel the world with your kids. And that series coming up is all about well, it's all of our story basically, but how we used to find accommodations, how we do it now, how it works, how we homeschool and world school, how to budget when you're traveling, how to navigate a city, all those things basically that most travelers know, but a lot of people, if they're just getting started, they have a lot of questions. So I'm just sharing what we've done in the past, what we're doing now, how it works, like how to get away with checking in all your luggage on a plane and like all those kind of things that we've just figured out along the way. So that series is being worked on as we speak, and it's coming out soon. And then we're working on a whole bunch of New Zealand videos, and then we're going to be sharing Cambodia and Thailand with you guys.
Yes.
So super excited about those videos. So it's going to be really cool.
Michael's asking if we've been to New Plymouth and Taranaki, and yes, we have. That'll be one of the videos we'll be working on shortly.
Do you want to tell him about it? About the hike? Sneak preview on the hike up Mount Taranaki to one of the huts? You want to share what it was like? Okay, so first of all, well, I'll start the story, you can finish. We were in a home exchange, and normally you do a home exchange. Like right now we're in this beautiful home exchange here, right on the beach, and normally when you do a home exchange, you don't really see your host. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Well, this time, he showed up at like 7 a.m. in the morning, and he's like, right, I'm here to be your tour guide. And we were all like, what? Okay. so it was really nice.
We're going to go on a walk up the Taranaki walk to see like the reflection on the reflection of the volcano. And he said it's usually about 1,000 to 2,000 steps. So I start counting. We reach 1,000, and then we reach 2,000, and then we meet this lady, and she says, "You're not even a quarter way there. Like, you realize how far up it is?" And we're like, "What?"
And then all of a sudden the guy started laughing like, he knows.
He thought it was pretty funny.
But the problem was that we didn't bring food and a lot of water, so we were thirsty and hungry. So.
And unexpected, but it was beautiful. It was a really cool hike. We were really sore for about 2 days after that.
Yeah,
but it was okay.
It was all good.
Patty's asking, hi, y'all look lovely. How is the COVID situation there? Are you able to travel okay?
Hey, Patty from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. That's so cool. Yeah, COVID here is out and about.
It's Omicron is here.
Oh, wait, I'm going to say it like a Canadian. Out and about. Does that sound Canadian to y'all? That's how people know we're Canadian, apparently, is when we say out and about. Anyway, yeah, it's all over somewhat.
Not too much has changed, though. There's like, we're in level 4, but you could still do restaurants, museums, attractions, and all that.
Basically, they just have limits on how many people can gather in a building, something like that. But yeah, big concerts are canceled.
Red alert, and then, yeah.
But it's all good. It hasn't really changed anything for us, so that's all good. Have we been to Doubtful Sound, John? No. And Tyler was just saying, oh, should we see that before we leave? Doubtful Sound is like Milford Sound, and
It's doubtful.
but it's very doubtful.
No. It's not
So
doubtful.
no, but it's beautiful. Apparently, it's just gorgeous. And they do these tours. There's a company, Real Journeys, and they'll do tours where you sleep overnight on a boat and you go out, and it looks really
does.
cool. So we're still here for a little while, so maybe we could still do that. We'll see.
Speaking of that, how's the visa situation going?
I would say we're like this close to getting our decision. So long story short, we've done a lot of back and forth, as you do, and our questions are getting more narrow and narrow and narrow. And so I feel like we're at the point now where we've kind of narrowed down so much that there's going to be a decision very soon. So the next video, hopefully when we're live, we'll be able to tell you a proper update. Yeah.
We've got people from Dallas, Texas.
Dallas,
here,
Texas,
From Canada.
Ohio, Canadian, oot and a boot. Yeah. That's funny. Are you still heading back home?
You thought we were left for New Zealand already? No, we're still here.
Yeah, so when we're posting Cambodia and Thailand, we're still in New Zealand. When you start seeing countries like in the Middle East or, maybe India or maybe Pakistan and stuff like that, you'll know that we're actually gone. Because those videos we have not filmed yet.
And you can tell based on how tall I've gotten. Like in the intro, hi, whatever. Now it's like.
I know. Yesterday we were filming and I looked at the video and I was like this. Like I looked like this tiny little person compared to Chloe. It was terrible. I'm going to have to start wearing like high heel shoes or something.
Yeah. Are you from New Zealand? No, we're not Kiwis, but we feel like Kiwis now.
We really can relate to the people here. The people here, the New Zealanders, and everyone that we've met basically that's here, are very open-minded and friendly, and relaxed, like they're not uptight and stressed. Let's say somebody walks up to your property and they've got a gun in their hand. Okay, if this happened to you in the United States, tell me how you would react, because this is what happened to me 2 nights ago. I'm like sitting there video editing and I see this guy outside with a gun. And I'm like, what the frig's going on? And then he was kind of like going down like this around the car. And I was like, oh my gosh, what's happening? So I walk out, I open the door. I'm like, hello, can I help you? If that happened to you in the United States, what would your reaction be? And he's like, oh, sorry. Oh, he's like, oh, that's how they talk. Like, I can't even imitate it properly, but, oh, sorry. I didn't know there was anyone home. I'm just hunting for the rabbits. And he was like, you know, because they've got a big rabbit problem. And this goes back to the 1800s. They actually had a rabbit problem way back then. And because there's no predators here,
Back
you know.
then, they killed 6 million rabbits, and there's still rabbits in New Zealand. That's more than New Zealand's population.
Yeah, so they're still struggling with it.
Someone said, what are you guys doing for 100K subscribers?
Ooh, questions.
Life-size cake.
Life-size cake? For real?
No.
Oh, Angelique, careful what you say.
No
She's
way,
the baker,
Jose.
so she's going to have to do it. But anyway, back to my story. Who would have been like on edge or whatever? But in New Zealand, no one like worries. You know, if you're like in your car and it's nighttime and someone comes up to your car, you're not like scared. But if you were in another country, you would be like, oh my gosh, who is that? What do they want? You know, so it's just a different, you know, relatability to the people. And yeah, we feel really safe. And this is New Zealand, guys. It's just beautiful.
Mike was asking if we're planning to take a trip to Antarctica. I would
Yes.
love to go one day.
Someone said, and we don't talk about Bruno video, was that your dad with the wig and the big gut?
No.
No, that was we met a nice family in Queenstown. So that was
Yes, that's Tyler.
That's so
No.
funny. We tried to get him to do the voice, but then he didn't. So it didn't work out.
Someone, Bossman, said we sound American. It's actually really funny because depends on who we hang out with. So when we were living in Spain, we sounded really British. Like everyone would say,
Hello
"You
guys,
sound
welcome."
British." And then like,
Put on a British accent, Angelique, and let's hear
No.
you.
I can do a British accent.
Let's hear.
So, what
Sounds
do I say?
cute.
What do I say? I know, I'm mixing up my words.
But because they were hanging out with
Yeah.
all these English kids, and they'd be like, "Mummy, can you pass me the milk or whatever?" And I'd be like, "Why are you talking like that?" Remember? Do you remember that? They're like, "What, Mummy?" That's when they used to call me Mummy. Yeah, that was a while back. Mummy.
But now it's just mom.
South Florida would not end well, Patty says.
Greetings from Sri Lanka. Hey, nice.
Viewer from Germany says, "Cool T-shirt, Julia." Thank you.
Oh, nice. So when we get to 100,000 subscribers, this is really cool because all of a sudden our channel started going like crazy, right? And so it's exciting, and that's because of all the people that showed us so much love from Sri Lanka. They were just like every day subscribing, and it was just like crazy. So that's really nice. And obviously there's, you know, probably 30 million people living in Sri Lanka, and so they're super happy. I hope you guys are super happy with the videos we've been doing. And they've been just struggling because prior to COVID, there was a bombing there, so a terrorist attack, and then that affected their tourism, right? And then COVID happened. So the businesses were already struggling, and then COVID, and so it's been really, really hard there. So I really just pray that our videos will like boost the tourism and people will see them and feel safe to go there. And it's a gorgeous country, so definitely worth visiting.
Someone said, hello from Indonesia.
Whoa, hey, so cool. And we've got Poland in the house. That's so
4
cool.
a.m. in Indonesia.
Whoa.
Oh, what are you doing up so?
Are you
Really?
are you guys planning to come back to Sri Lanka one day?
Yes.
Probably, yeah.
Yes. Everyone said, like, what about Jaffna? What about Jaffna? So we have to go see Jaffna. And then I really want to see more of the beaches there because it was just beautiful, and practice some surfing because we're so good at it. Yeah, we definitely want to go back.
P-Noob says
If we were
mine's
if we were on a beach for like months, we'd become good at surfing.
Yeah,
like
makes sense.
pros.
Yeah, you know, we
Like
saw
in Nicaragua, we were getting really good, and then
yes.
we left. So then,
And what we saw yesterday was amazing. There was all these guys on these paddle boards, and they were paddle boarding way out to
Really?
yeah, way out in the ocean. And then they were riding the waves for what felt like forever coming in. It was so cool. It was just amazing.
hi from Ontario.
Hey, from Ontario. That is so cool. You're in our neck of the woods. Where in Ontario are you? Let us know. I'm checking out videos that Tyler filmed earlier because I might share one. Let's see. I'll show you guys the view potentially. Let me see what he did here. That's more the house. Oh yeah, I could show that. Maybe. You guys want to see where we're staying and stuff like that?
It's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, it is. It's gorgeous. Let me see if I can do this. You guys talk away while I figure this out because I can't talk and do things at the same time.
In Poland, it is currently 10:16 p.m.
Oh, no.
Movie
not that
time. No kidding.
bad. Like for our family, when we're done at schoolwork, it's usually 9 at night. So if we watch something, it's considerably late at night when we start it.
And then we end around 12.
The guy from Ontario says the person from Ontario, is from Whitby.
Whitby,
Whitby. What is that?
near Toronto.
All right.
Someone's from Alberta, Calgary. That's cool.
Someone's watching from Sri Lanka, but born in France. How cool.
Oh, wow. So you must speak French. Let me know. Parlez-vous français ou pas?
What is the difference you saw between Sri Lanka, India, and the southeast countries like the Philippines, Thailand, etc.?
Watch what I'm showing you guys right now. I'm just going to, the view, it's not correct. How do I fix it? There we go. This is where we're staying. You see the ocean? Is that not the most beautiful ocean you've ever seen?
That's really
Short and sweet, but yeah, that was really fast, and hopefully, like, it streamed okay, but did it it slowed down the stream a little bit? But that's where we're staying. So you got, because I can't show you a full tour with the camera, or else all the cables will go funny and it'll disconnect and everything. But we see the ocean in front of us, and it's so pretty, and it's just gorgeous. So yeah.
So back to the question. We have not been to India yet, so we can't say we know the difference between Sri Lanka and India. But Sri Lanka compared to southeast countries like the Philippines and Thailand?
Definitely the food is different everywhere you go.
Food's different.
Culture is different. Like they have different ways of doing things rather than... And I feel like the difference between Sri Lanka and India is the population size, probably too. India is very populated.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
And it's got totally different, foods, like curries and stuff is different.
Did you ever plan on going to the Maldives? When I went to Sri Lanka, I went to the Maldives, and it was super awesome. Yes, we have been to the Maldives. We went from the Maldives, actually, to Sri Lanka.
So back to your question too, comparing different countries. So that's a little bit tricky. But when we were in the Philippines, we were in a place called Cebu, and we didn't do too many beaches. Like if you're going to go there, you definitely want to see the beaches. But I would say culturally, it's completely different. Like it's totally different. And the close would be Sri Lanka and India. And everyone who told us Sri Lanka is like India, but really toned down. So when you go to India, everything's hyphened. So whether it's like the smells and the amount of people and the noise and like everything that you see stimulating. In the Philippines, we were more surprised, I think, because at this time we hadn't been to South Africa. We hadn't been to certain countries. So it was our first time experiencing walking through, even to get into Starbucks or your hotel or whatever, you would walk through like scanners to get in, and there was like armed guards. So this is before we went to even Colombia. Like
yeah,
in
it was
Colombia,
like our first big trip outside of
stuff
Europe
like that.
and America.
Yeah. So it was like shocking, right? Whereas in Thailand, you don't have any of that. And in Thailand, it's just different, right? So
The guy who grew up he speaks French, and he's like, you speak so well without an accent.
yeah.
He's asking how you speak so well.
How do we say? I'll answer in French. You guys want to answer in French? Comment ça se fait que vous parlez aussi bien le français, les filles?
Ah, c'est parce qu'on on était à l'école en Suisse.
Voilà, elles ont fait 2 ans en école, et
Moi,
puis
j'étais 6, 8 et... Non, 6,
5,
5,
7 et 9.
7 et 9.
Et puis donc elles ont appris à parler français en
Ça se fait
quelques mois.
quelques années qu'on était dans l'école là et...
Ouais.
Ben, on a appris.
Bon, là, ça fait 2 ans
Quand on
ou
est dans
plus
un pays qui parle
que anglais.
Ouais.
Donc,
Alors,
On perdu nos français.
vous perdez votre français. Voilà.
juste un petit peu, mais pas vraiment beaucoup.
There you
Parce
go.
qu'on parle tout le temps, des fois comme ça.
Do you have any Spanish people on the live?
No.
Tenemos españolas o español. Que hablamos español? No?
Ontario Math says, OMG, there's just snow here.
Snow, yeah. Well,
Snow would be fun.
Did you
Everything's
try
weird.
tea in Sri Lanka? I heard the tea is amazing. Yes, we tried lots of tea. We even got to see how they made it.
handmade. We went to a little tea plantation that literally handmade the tea. Like they showed us how they do it on their hands and how they break down the tea leaves. You know what I mean? It's just really cool.
Someone says New Zealand cricket team, true gentlemen of cricket. I really love New Zealand Black Caps.
Cool. Did you know that we thought that in Sri Lanka they played cricket, but they play a game called Marisa? Who's heard of that game before? If you're not from Sri Lanka, like, is that even a game? I've never heard of that sport in my life. And apparently it's similar to cricket, but yeah, different, huh? Oh, we have Isa Adventures. Hola, saludos.
David Monroe's on. He says, what brought you to do the We Don't Talk About Bruno? Encanto is a new Disney movie, and it is like the one song in it is like the #1 song going around right now. Well, at least for like some people, but yeah. So we decided, we saw
like
so
the
many
#1
covers,
song
we decided to do our own.
States.
And it's very catchy, and probably because we've heard it, and
We couldn't
I
stop
keep
singing
playing it. I'm playing it so much that I'm annoying her. I
Like,
woke them up the other
When I was
morning on
working
replay.
yeah, and when I was working on the video, I couldn't sleep that one night because I kept singing it over
It's
and
a
over in
catchy
my head.
song, and it's fun. And so where did the idea come? They were like, we should do a cover. Chloe like sings. Oh, you didn't bring your ukulele, did you? No. By the way, this is also our first trip that we left a bunch of stuff at the
Yeah.
other
We
house
can
we were staying
actually
at.
sit in our car without being smushed.
And we only brought a book bag. Well, I brought a book bag. Some people here might have brought 2.
More. But yeah, no, it's pretty cool. So usually on the ukulele, though, back to the ukulele, you've been learning the new song. What's the one? Na, 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 na.
Dos oruguitas,
Sing it for 2 seconds because people will love it.
enamoradas, y solo piensas, y madrugadas,
Na, 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 na,
anas de
na.
hambre,
Na, 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 na.
y navegando el mundo, así sigue cambiando, navegando el mundo.
Na, 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 na.
Kind of know it.
Anyway, it's beautiful. So Chloe's our singer. She sings usually all day long, like all day long. She's always learning new instruments, and she's self-teaching herself. So when she started singing this Bruno song, it was like catchy, and everyone's like, oh, we should do like a cover. But then we needed more actors or singers. So then we
got our
convinced
friends.
this family. And this is the thing. They didn't know the song.
No.
They had never heard of the song. They didn't know the actions in the song. And a lot of the scenes that you said or seen, we were like, right, this is what you need to
Play
do.
on
Boom.
spot.
And we did it one time.
It's like, go. And then they're like,
And they're like, wait, can we redo it? We're like, nah, that's good, because we're trying to not make it drag on all day, because, you know, they
We
took,
had a couple hours before the sun went down, so we were like, we have to.
we had to get
no,
it done.
we just wanted to make, like,
We didn't want to make them, like, be there all day filming, too, so, because, you know, it was gracious enough that they even agreed to do it. So, yeah, it was pretty funny. Yeah. One of Disney's best, yes.
Next play. Wait, how do you go to school? I mean, do you go to school or are you homeschooled?
Oh.
We go to school, but like online school. So the whole school is online on Zoom calls. So we have about 2-3 hours of Zoom calls per day. We do like all
What's
our
it called?
It's called CGA, Crimson Global Academy. It's a
Yep.
really, really cool school.
It is. And for me personally, for example, I'm technically done high school, but I'm still doing courses because it's like as if you're doing extra courses, if you will. And it's great because you have friends and classmates and the whole
And a
works.
teacher and a helper. Like helpers.
I
The game is L?
I was seeing some things up here. Prof says Chloe seems like she was born in France. You don't have an accent.
You don't have an accent. No, Chloe's really good at accents. So when she speaks Spanish, she sounds Spanish. When she speaks French, she sounds like
Well,
French.
so she was
I mean,
young
like-
when she went.
Yeah, true.
Someone's asking what the climate here in New Zealand is like. Well, currently it's end of summer, if you will.
You know
So
what?
it's still nice and short and t-shirt weather, but it's starting
Yeah,
to get a
but
bit warm.
I literally packed long sleeve shirts because it was like they were announcing 11 and 14 Celsius, like highs of that. So we thought it was going to be like really cold because they had some kind of cyclone or something come through.
Yeah.
And then
It was false.
And it was like so hot. It
was
beautiful.
Hot and beautiful, yeah.
I brought 2 bags of clothes. I brought one with summer clothes and one with winter clothes.
Smart. It was gorgeous though. So when we went through the Catlins is like untouched, pristine area of New Zealand. Very, 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 well, explain what were we reading on some of the signs? We went to this one beach, and watching this live, who's heard of the continent of Zealandia? Like, have you ever heard of Zealandia? Let me know. Because this whole continent used to be here. It was like technically connected, all the islands and pretty much Australia. And I don't know, 160 million years ago, there was a big, huge forest, and we were on literally the area that this forest was there. And the reason they know that is because there's fossilized trees, and they are like cousins to some of the other kauri trees and stuff like that.
And the forest, I was so confused because it's a forest, but there's an ocean right beside it. The thing was that I wasn't thinking, well, it's 170 million years ago, so it's when Zealandia existed.
It's pretty cool. So we saw that, and we also saw one of the rarest penguins in the world. It's called a yellow-eyed penguin, and it was so cool. So we were waiting, and normally they all come in at, in between maybe 5 to 9 p.m.-ish. So
Mom was the funniest. She's like, it's one, I see one. It was seaweed. Then she saw another. She's like, I see one. It was a seagull.
But no, I think
it wasn't a seagull, but it was beside a seagull.
It was beside a seagull. So then the seagull took off, and I'm like, oh, that wasn't a penguin. But then I think what happened was it must have hid behind a rock, because all of a sudden it was a penguin again, and we actually saw it. So we zoomed in a little bit, but it was still pretty far away from us. But we saw one, which was really cool.
You should go to Ukraine. We have been to Ukraine, and that was quite the experience.
Yeah.
The roads.
Ukraine was interesting. We crossed in from Poland, driving in, and this is the very first country in the world where the border guy was like, he handed us back our passports, and he kind of like went, thank you, and good luck. And we were like, good luck? What is that supposed to mean? And I think Google Maps said 6 hours, and we're like, right, that's fine, 6 hours. And then it took us like, I don't know if it was like 12 hours. It was so long to get to where we were going, and it was so brutal. The roads were just out of this world.
It's a really nice place we went to stay at.
It was beautiful. Like when we got there, it was gorgeous.
It was like a whole country-style themed hotel.
No.
Are you thinking Romania?
What am I thinking? Yes. What is the hotel?
Super was beautiful, though. It was like super high-end and super inexpensive. So what you would get, it was like basically like a 6-star hotel for like, super, 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 super cheap. And it was just amazing. It was really cool. Leaving the country was really interesting as well. And that's not true. When we crossed in from, where were we? We were in the south. But when we went over, it was crossing back into Poland. That was tricky because we got stuck in between the two countries in the no man's land. And we were stuck there, I don't know, I can't remember exactly, but maybe 5 hours. It was like so crazy. Chloe was, I don't know, like 6 years old or something. Like she was really young, and there's no bathrooms, and it was like the heat of the summer. And anyway, they were literally, and they're probably doing that right now, seeing what's going on over there, but they were going through every single car, lifting up the hood, smacking it with like, I don't know, like some kind of instruments.
And we had so much luggage in the trunk.
Oh yeah, they were pulling people's luggage apart, like everyone's suitcase, and we thought, holy, like this is not good. But we got through. It was crazy.
Derek's asking if I'm going to travel before starting hotel management school. Yeah, so I'm planning to go soonish, but we'll still do some travels before.
Someone said, when are you going on AGT or BGT? I don't know. I probably might do that one day. That'd be fun.
What is it?
AGT, America's Got Talent.
Yeah.
What are your plans after completing all the countries on Earth? Living our own life, I guess.
I was just going to say, well, that's right.
Personally.
I've always watched, like, America's Got Talent and X Factor since I was little, so I've always wanted to do that.
What are your plans after?
Me? I'm going to go back to all the countries that I like. I can't wait. There's so many countries I want to go back to. It's going to be super exciting, and yeah, I can't wait. Oh, here's something completely off topic, but I have a friend, and his friend, so it's like not my friend, but a friend of a friend, posted on Instagram his experience in Mexico. So I always look at Mexico as like beautiful country. I would live there for a while. But there's like so much crazy corruption right now with tourists. They're pulling over tourist buses, and they're pulling off tourists, and then they're checking the visas, and they're not granting the full stay on the visas. So you really have to check the visa that they're giving you, because some people are getting 7 days, other people are getting 25 days. And then they're taking the people who have that expired visa and putting them in jail. So this guy is from Germany, He spent 6 days in jail, and in his cell were people that were there for already 4 months, 6 months, tourists, and he was able to, through somebody who smuggled their phone in, text his mom, who got a hold of the German embassy, and they were able to organize him getting out. But he said, like, they're malnourished, they're not getting proper amounts of water, they're getting made fun of, and it's just, like, really horrible. And that's something you would never think of that would happen to somebody in Mexico. So anyway, just a side note, beware. Like, who would have thought that? It's just crazy.
Somebody's asking when we're traveling to Russia.
Hopefully soon.
Brush up on your Russian. Yes. Okay, so
Da. Oh, yeah.
da.
Proud Friend says "Sing My Heart Will Go On" by Titanic.
We
We should do that on the cruise ship if we go on another one.
learn Russian for you guys.
I am learning Russian. Like, even last night I was stayed up doing Russian.
Favorite
do
TV
German.
show.
Ooh.
The Spanish TV shows like El Gran Hotel,
Velvet, the Spanish
Yeah.
show Velvet. It's a
Martin
soap opera, a
Lawson's
Spanish
Award.
soap
We
opera.
watched just recently a show called Yucatan, which is about this cruise ship, but
That's
it's
a
like a
movie,
Spanish
but
one.
it's
It's a
really
movie,
funny.
but it's a really
You
funny Spanish
gotta
one.
watch it because it's
It's
typical
so
European.
funny.
Like, you know, there's difference when you watch an American funny movie
American humor.
to British or French or Spanish.
Yes.
The others are just so funny. They're so stupid funny that it's hilarious. So yeah, that one, Yucatan, go check it out. It's such a funny movie. Also, by the way, if you haven't joined our Discord server and you're on Discord, Angelique's more so on it than all of us, but it's an area where you can go and socialize, share pictures, and talk. But we also started a Facebook group. So if you want to join our Facebook group, you can do that as well. And Tyler, maybe you can put in the link in case you guys, for all of us oldies who use Facebook, you can go in there because Discord seems to be more of a younger generation using it. So yeah. Oh, we got Marcel watching. Hey, nice to see you. Cool. You
Come
seriously
back to El
watch
Salvador. The pussies
telenovela?
are waiting for
Will you
you.
ever go back to live in Switzerland or New Zealand? Is your base?
Space.
Or is New
Ooh,
Zealand your
good
base?
question. We still don't know, to be honest. So yes, we still will go back to Switzerland. That's still technically home. That's and
It's complicated.
we're gonna see if we can get a base to be here. This is ideally we would love to call New Zealand home one day. It is so beautiful. We love it. Like I said, the people, the ability to speak English and communicate, and everyone's so relaxed. I'm not joking. Like, you go everywhere, and it's just so nice. And it's nice to live in a culture where people are relaxed. When you're in Europe and in different countries, you can feel the tense feeling on people, I guess you could say. And it's just, yeah, it's islands, right? So even though it's like very modern and everything, you still get a bit of an island feel. Everywhere you are, you're surrounded by water. It's like everywhere, and everyone has beautiful views. I mean, not everyone, but it's very easy to have a gorgeous view from anywhere in New Zealand because you're just surrounded by water, and it's just so beautiful. So yeah.
Ontario Math, what are your top 2 food countries?
Top 2 food countries?
I don't have.
That's so easy. Mexico, Thailand, and I'm betting it's going to be India.
Same.
100%. Except for, okay, well then France too. You got to add France, and you got to
And
add
I feel
in.
like
Italy
Israel
for
would
the
have good
pasta and
too.
pizza. And Switzerland for
But
the
it
cheese
depends on
and
what you
chocolate.
prefer.
Like, Switzerland's really good because of the
It is.
raclette cheese and the fondues, but like you
just
can
have
only
to
do
choose
so many of
each
those.
country, just like say every country for one other object, because
Yeah.
everything has such a unique thing in each country.
In most countries, you can come across cheese to get the proper cheese, but it's still not the same experience, right?
No.
We've
Yeah.
had raclette here in New Zealand, which is cool.
Peaky Blinders, the TV show.
I started it, but I didn't continue, and like we don't really watch like crazy shows for the kids
Well,
as much.
no, we do sometimes. But
Yeah, no, but I mean,
that
like,
was
this one was, like,
was
pretty
why-
rough.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it doesn't go anywhere. It's just like the same thing over and over again. Anyway, yeah. What else?
If you're looking for a new YouTube channel to watch, consider watching At Living Waters.
Okay, cool. I'll check them out. There's so many really cool channels that we tend to follow, and some are really funny, like Peter. He's hilarious.
Oh, he's funny. And he went through the same sort of stuff. I mean, like, every time you find somebody who's been to Africa, you just laugh at their videos because you're just like,
It's
oh
relatable.
yeah, we've been through that
It's
too.
just really fun, yeah, to watch people struggle when they travel, because we don't always show like the crazy moments that we have, and we probably should. But like he goes into like really like when he films when he's sick and stuff like that. That we just laugh because it's relatable, and we're like, ha ha ha, he went through that too, you know. Yeah, so it's pretty funny. I saw some of your snippets of some of your videos on someone else's YouTube
Really?
channel, but it was rather negative, and you should strike them for the copyright.
Oh.
Can you like send me a personal message? Send me the link to who posted it. That would be interesting. I know in Iran we were
They
on
play us
their
on their
TV.
their live TV.
which is interesting. So they
Top
must take it and
three
post
countries you're afraid to go to.
it. Afraid to go to?
Well, I'd say there's countries that you're not necessarily afraid, but you're just not necessarily feel like it's
I
gonna
know
be.
the three. in
North
my mind
Korea.
now.
North Korea.
Yeah, you're
100%.
kind of nervous is the word here.
I won't say mine.
You won't even say yours? Okay.
Say your what?
What's your
Well, like
scariest country to go
Afghanistan will
to?
be interesting
Yeah.
because of right now and everything, and then Yemen as well. But you can go to the island, which is safe, but still,
Yeah.
you're still like, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like Somalia, what you hear of all the pirates and stuff.
That's because the movie you watched?
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's a
Who
lot of
knows?
countries, and with girls, you know, it's gonna be
Considerably hard.
really crazy.
Avia says, do you guys hope to visit North Korea?
Yes.
Yeah.
Even if we get to like that border area and they just let us go
Just for an
through,
experience.
just to check it off, take a picture.
Favorite
But-
artist? Like
Favorite
painter artist or singer artist?
Who's asking?
The next play.
Favorite artist,
Okay.
music artist. I have to say Justin Bieber because he's Canadian.
Okay.
Okay.
Taylor Swift is good.
Taylor Swift. Okay.
I don't know.
Who's your favorite artist?
I like anything that has techno beats, like a lot of beats. I like anything that's like.
We listen to around the mix.
I really like any type
We
of
listen
music.
to like
the only
everything
thing
except for heavy metal.
I don't like is heavy metal or extreme rock.
Chloe loves country. Well, she's been playing it lately.
But it's like the pop country,
Yeah.
and then we all dance in the house to it. It's pretty fun.
Chloe plays the real country songs. It was so funny the other day when she did that.
Are you girls into songs other than English songs? Yes, we listen to a lot of Spanish and French and
English and Mediterranean, Italian, kind of when we're cooking and stuff.
We listen to like if you
Colombia.
you know when you travel, you end up we listen to Colombian music. Like we've got a lot of fun music that we listen to.
Yeah.
So our car is like if somebody was with us, they'd be like,
Multi-
I've never heard of that song before, and we're just like totally into it and know all the words, you know.
Yeah.
So, or at least Chloe does. Yeah, we have fun with music, and when you're in different cultures, we'll even listen to like old French songs, like old, you know, like, you know.
It's easy when you're driving for let's say like 12 hours. You just listen to songs for 12 hours.
Dean
after.
says you guys are living my dream, traveling the world. So now we're doing the next best thing, watching.
Aw, yeah. I hope you guys feel like you're coming along with us. Like when you're watching, let us know too. Like give us feedback. Do you want to see more of this or more of that? Like some people said like, oh, you guys talk too much in your videos. And I'm like, I feel like sometimes we don't talk enough. Or maybe we're talking too much like showing ourselves versus showing the views. So like give us feedback. Feel free to do it. Don't be too mean, but like feel free to tell us because it's always good. Salut Florence.
Hey, salut.
Comment tu vas? Cool. Oh, nice. Nice. Je suis désolée pour ton frère, Florence. Our hearts go out to you. We got someone from Auckland. Have we been to Taiwan? No, we have not been there yet. So that'll be interesting.
Favorite food?
Favorite food?
That's a hard one.
I like any curry. I like anything.
Anything
French,
made by Mom,
croissant,
with Chloe.
anything.
Here.
I like
like
anything
everything.
Italian, and the only thing I wouldn't eat, I eat everything, literally, would probably be certain seafoods.
Yeah.
Yes.
Our girls are like, they've
I'm
grown
a-
up
I'm
eating all different types of foods, so they're not really picky.
No.
Like they'll eat olives and pickles and, you know,
but when it comes
everything.
to seafood,
Not as much. The only one who's really picky here is Shelly.
most picky. Anyways,
Yes.
Juan saying hello, Julia and family. Hello. Have you ever had problems with customs in any country?
customs.
Noops is asking.
Yeah, we've had problems from Malawi to Mozambique. We got detained there just because of they
just
wanted a bribe, I think, and we weren't going to bribe them. We were stuck. We couldn't get into South Africa the first time.
Yes.
There they needed what's called an unabridged, basically like a long form birth certificate. And in Canada, unless you ask for a long form birth certificate, they don't give it to you. So we had one short, and we had a long one for Chloe because we had left Canada when she was 4 weeks old. So we had that long form birth certificate from her birth. And a long form birth certificate shows your parents and then your child so they can verify who the parents are. And I had documents saying like, this is the parents and this is the family from Switzerland, but not their long form birth certificates from Canada. So anyway, they didn't let us in the country, which was crazy. So we went back to Mozambique, stayed for about a few extra nights until we got that organized from Canada, and then we were able to go in. And then other border issues.
Bosnia, we couldn't get in because of our car.
Explain.
Well, we were renting a car from Italy, but they didn't give us the proper documents, like the
Green
passport.
papers.
They gave us you normally have like a passport for your car, and the rental car had photocopies in it, but not the originals.
So then when we got to the border, they said you can't come in without it, and then Italy wouldn't give it to us. So then we were trying to we just thought we'd go to another border.
We were like, what do we do? Yeah, the guy was like, oh, well, we change border staff at 7 p.m. And we're like, well, we don't really want to wait till then. So then we thought, oh, we'll go to Serbia. And as we were driving,
a new border.
we thought, well, let's just try it one more time.
And then we'll pretend we're these people on vacation, loud, we just want to go have fun. And then they're like, no, we saw you guys try to get in. And then basically how it works is if you help me, we help you.
Basically, that's what they said. They gave us our passports. And so we slipped some money in our passports. And they didn't stamp us in. They're just like, here you go. So technically we went through Bosnia and we thought, oh, it should be okay. At that point, you're not really thinking is this stupid? And as we were going, then we had to go through police checks. And we were I started freaking out.
Check after police check after police.
They had police checks all over the road. And I thought, oh, if they search and see our papers and then they see that we somehow got into their country without, properly getting in, what's going to happen then? So they didn't, though. They just kind of waved us through. And then as we were there, the whole time, Tyler started reading things online about about people who've done that. And he was like, oh, this is so stupid. Why do we do that? And
he always reads the news at the
it was so scary. And then when we were leaving, we thought, right, how do we exit? Because normally they look at your passport and maybe they stamp you out or whatever. And we took this dodgy, crazy road because the main highway, if we would have taken the main highway, it would have been late for the ferry. And we were taking a ferry from Croatia over to one of their islands. And so we took the little side road, but then the little side road started getting narrower and narrower. Yeah. It was one lane road through mountains. And we were about to turn around. We're like, this is crazy. There's probably not even going to be a border. It's probably going to be shut off by a fence or something. And we saw this car turning. Oh, no, we decided to turn around. That's what it was, right? And then this car of two girls, there were two American travelers, and they're like, oh, we're going to go across that border too. And we're like, great, we'll just follow you and see what happens. And we got there.
We literally just showed our passports through the window, and they're just like, oh.
They just waved us through. So we were like,
we didn't have to give it. Yeah.
It was so stressful. And then we made the ferry, and it was all good. So
I can't even tell you how much I was craving curry when you were in Sri Lanka, even though you weren't always eating curry.
Ontario Math, which one of you gets most hangry?
Hangry. Who's the most hangry?
I would say Chloe.
Chloe?
Maybe that's just because I have to sit beside her.
Would you say Dad sometimes?
Yeah,
yes.
Dad or Chloe.
Dad needs food too. Chloe? Well, I think we all do. But do we get hangry?
The funniest is after we eat, usually we just can't stop laughing. It
happens
everywhere we go.
The girls get this food high, I swear. And all of a sudden, after dinner, usually the giggles, we all do. And we all start laughing at stupid things. We're crying, laughing sometimes over nothing.
Oh, because it's just after a long day.
It's after a long day, and then all of a sudden you get this food rush in your system, and then you're just happy.
Maybe you should eat more often.
It does get you, it makes you happy. All right. Are you married? Dad must miss his girls. Tyler's around. Tyler's just never on camera.
Why wasn't you going to bride? Moral reasons?
Say what? What?
Moral reasons?
What's the question?
Moral reasons. Why don't you bribe? Why weren't you going to?
Oh, we didn't want to bribe because, at first they didn't tell us what they wanted. So when we first arrived at the border, they were first of all, they were just staring at us like this, super straight faced. And we were
we were still, I think, getting, it was Africa was the second, no. No. We've been to,
we had been to many countries,
but yeah.
No, and then they were right. We're okay, how do we pay for the visas? And they were it's this much. And we're okay, Malawi, Mozambique, what kind of currency? And they're US. We're okay, great. So we get US. And then they're no, we won't accept 20s. It can only be 50s or 100. And so the whole process went on and on. So then it was like a struggle to find 50s and 100s because there was nobody there. So finally this guy came in and he had 50s and 100s. We changed it up. And then they were like, I think there was still like a 50 where we had 2 20s and a 10, but they accepted it. Like, why wouldn't they accept that, right? And then they were like, our visa machines are down. So they never said to us, like, give us $100 and we'll let you through. It was just like they were always giving us like some kind of a reason why things weren't going through. And then their visa machines were down for like, I feel like 3 hours or something, or maybe even longer. And it just like kept going and going and going. And then they're finally like, now our visa machines are back up. And then like, it was just, it wasn't like one of these situations where they're like, you can't come in unless you give us something. Like there was nothing clear about it. But the next day we had met other travelers who we had actually met up with in Malawi, in Kata Bay it was called. So they were over at the exact same spot we were at in Mozambique. And they were like, yeah, when we arrived at that same border, they told us that their generator machine went down and they needed money to get the generators back up. So they paid them. But see, with us, they didn't tell us anything like, you know, so we didn't know. Plus, I don't like bribing if we don't have to, but yeah.
Michael Swift, who is Tyler? Why does he never appear?
Ask him. He's the one typing right now. He doesn't like to be on camera. He's super shy and he just like won't do it.
Tanya says, have you ever been to Cuba? I know when we went, literally every person we met was Canadian. Sorry. That's
in
really
Cuba.
cool.
Yeah, because the Americans.
We have not been there yet.
Don't go.
I would really love to go one day, which we will.
What
Florence,
time is it where we are? Sorry.
What time is it where we are? It's almost 11.
10:49.
Yeah.
I agree. We
AM.
aren't able to travel, so living through your travels, love the scenery and people's experience. Thank you. I'm glad. I would like to suggest you Carl Rock channel before you went to India. It's all about scam and fraud in India. Oh.
Is Jack Canadian? Because he said buddy.
Buddy,
Hey, that's a relief you're around, buddy.
are you Canadian? Canadians use the word buddies all the time. Florence vous demande si les filles, elles font les études ici. Donc Florence, les filles, elles font les études online. Donc
Oui.
ils font l'école à domicile toujours. Donc on a différents systèmes qu'on utilise.
C'est avec un programme sur Zoom. Donc, on a des maîtresses, des professeurs.
Et en fait, il y a une... OneNote.
Ben, il y a toutes sortes de systèmes qu'elles utilisent. Julia, elle fait des études un peu supérieures. Donc elle fait économie, psychologie,
Oui, et le business.
business. Donc voilà, cool. Julia's studying economy, psychology, and business right now online with Crimson Global Academy. Kiora, John, hey, nice to see you. This is because of you, because you said, hey, you guys didn't do a live in a while, so this is why we went live for you and everybody else as well.
P-Noop said, did you have to buy your phones in New Zealand or are you using your own phones?
Well,
Julia, Chloe, and Dad all bought
new phones
All
here.
about new phones, yeah.
Me and Mom still have our
I
old
still,
phones.
yeah, but we didn't, because we're still tourists here,
Yeah.
we still are on our tourist visa, you can't get a cell phone plan, so we're still like
No.
using pay as you go, which is kind of crazy, but it is what it is. Yeah. Et nous vivons en Nouvelle-Zélande, donc on est toujours des visiteurs, donc non, mais oui, oui et non.
Guten Tag, good morning
No
from
English.
Germany. Alpha Palmer saying, I visited New Zealand in 1989. Unforgettable. Wow.
Ooh, I'm sure not much has changed, to be honest. I'm sure it's pretty much the same. Mm-hmm. Where are you guys from? Girls, we're from planet Earth, man.
No, we're aliens.
We're from Canada originally, but we've kind of grown up around the world.
Half Swiss, half Canadian. We're all born in Canada.
Whenever people say, are you Canadian Swiss? Well, I consider myself Swiss Canadian.
And
because
now,
I lived in Switzerland longer than
and
anywhere else
Kiwi
in my
too,
life.
technically, because we've lived here so long, like we know, you know.
We're Swiss,
feel
American,
Kiwi?
Canadian, Kiwi.
In a teeny
I
tad
would say I'm
Spanish.
Swiss Canadian Irish Kiwi.
Irish? Oh, because you got Irish blood.
When
No.
did you fly? Fly here? March 2020.
March 2020. And so
We're still here.
people, when they say, where are you based in New Zealand? I feel like we're based in New Zealand, like
Yeah.
literally in New Zealand, because we've moved around so much.
Yeah, everywhere we go has technically been our home. Like we know where the grocery store is, we know how to walk around. Like every single spot has been our home.
Yeah.
We've stayed
We
in.
could be a Kiwi tour guide.
Yeah.
Uh,
So those of you from Europe or America, if you want to do a New Zealand tour, let us know. We'll put together an itinerary in all seriousness because we have all these cool itineraries already set up. We could easily be your tour guides.
Oui, France, vous croyez qu'on est seul dans l'univers ou
Il y a d'autres espèces vivantes.
Ouais, il y a d'autres espèces.
Je pense qu'il
Someone's asking, is there aliens out there?
Is there more people living out there? I would
I
assume
think so.
No, because there's so many universes, you know?
Based on the movies the girls watch, probably there's aliens.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Love the Sri Lanka
it's
series.
true.
Oh, cool.
You don't know
So
everything
big,
that's
you
out
don't
there,
know.
so-
If you guys like the Sri Lanka
It's
series,
a 50-50 chance.
wait till you see
Thailand and
Cambodia
Cambodia, yeah.
and Theyland. They're so cool.
You
You'll
got
see
the
how we rescued a little
markets.
dog in Cambodia.
Oh, that's
It
horrible.
was so cute.
Yes.
Festival, Port City, Sri Lanka.
What language was that? We were speaking French before.
We were speaking French, yeah.
P-Noops, who's going to have the most kids?
Who?
Take a guess. Let's see in 10 years who's got the most
Some
kids.
of us have everything planned. Some of us don't.
Juan's asking for our cell number. Sorry, we can't give that out, but you can contact us on Facebook, I was going to say
Just keep
Instagram, but our
commenting.
Instagram's still not up. Soon it will be.
Rude.
Yeah, message us on Discord or Facebook. We'll get back to you there. So cool. So you guys, we're not going to go on too long. If you have any last questions, I'm trying to think if I can give you any update, but probably our next update may be from a different country, maybe not. Maybe we'll do one more live here in New Zealand, but the time is coming where we're going to be leaving the country real soon.
It is, yep.
So this is exciting, and hopefully
Time to see the world again.
time to see the world again. Hopefully our Instagram comes back up so that you guys can get updates. If not, we'll update you on the community page or on Facebook or wherever we're updating you. But yeah, stay tuned. Let us know your feedback, your comments, and share our videos. Thank you so much
Yes.
for subscribing. 75,000 subscribers, you guys. This was a huge
70
milestone, and now we're at 76, probably, whatever.
Yeah,
So this is
crazy.
exciting for us, and we'll do a big, huge celebration for 100,000.
We'll be sitting there with the laptop, recording the screen. Night.
And where are we going to be? We don't know. What will we eat? Well,
It'll
I don't
be a
know. Give us ideas for
surprise.
some celebration ideas, what we could do, and we'll celebrate with you guys. And yeah, so
And some people do it where they do one of the last countries with family and one of the easy ones, so that might be fun. Who knows?
Go to the islands with all our friends. That'd be fun.
John says, do you remember when I said lockdown would last until Christmas last year? Who would have thought lockdowns would
Right.
ever last this long? Oh my gosh, it's just wild. So, but yeah, okay, you guys. So we'll love you and we'll leave you from our family to yours. We send you love, hugs, kisses, and yeah,
Have a good
evening.
Hope you had a good Valentine's Day.
Yes. Yeah, happy Valentine's Day. Cool. Keep
Belated
up. Keep it up.
Valentine's Day.
Woo, woo, we will.
Yep.
All right, guys. Adios.
Bye, guys. See you.
Arrivederci. Adios. À la prochaine.
Auf
Nice to
Wiedersehen.
see you.